Welcome. In this video, we'll show you how to manage the accounting side of shipments. In the previous video, we showed you how to create an ocean export consolidated shipment, and now we'll look at the accounting for that shipment. Any charges that were included in a transaction prior to a shipment, such as this warehouse receipt, will be carried over into the house shipment for that customer. The master includes the charges for the shipping line that you need to pay, such as the ocean freight service cost. In consolidations, you place the shipping line cost at the master level because this is the cost usually shared among the houses. Sometimes a different cost can be added to a house, such as an inland freight cost for picking up cargo. To automate the charges for all customers so they automatically appear when a shipment is created, first you need to go to the charge generation configuration screen. Select when and how you want the charges to be generated. Then go to Accounting, Items and Services, and edit any charge you want to automate. Then click the Automatic Creation tab and you have many options here to automate your charges. You can fine-tune these charges further by clicking on the Modes of Transportation button and selecting which mode of transportation you would like the charge applied to. Or you can even get more detailed by setting up priorities and dependencies for each charge. In this example, I have my ocean freight service charge automatically coming out on the quotation and on house shipments. Once I click OK, the charge will always be included each time any of these transactions is created, ensuring it's not forgotten. To see which charges are automated, just view the details in the Automatic Creation column. To automate charges for specific customers, first go to Maintenance, then Customers, and edit the customer you want to automate. In each customer's profile, there's a Rates and Charges tab. The Rates tab is for updating freight rates for specific customers, while the Charges tab is used to automate freight rates and other charges for specific customers. You can set up any charge that you want by clicking the Add button. In this example, we'll edit the inland freight already set up, and then setting up a specific price for this customer. Then we can go to the Automatic Creation tab and set up the automation just like we did in the Items and Services section in the Accounting folder. If you need to add charges manually to a master or house, you can, and it's very simple using this Add button. In the Add button, we have 4 options. The options with the word freight in it are for your freight rates. For example, in ocean, this would be your ocean freight and bunker, also known as BAF. It's also important to note that your income freight charge and your expense freight charge depends on the origin port of loading, destination port of loading, mode of transportation, type of commodity package, and measurement of items. Change the measurement units of the charges by clicking the Units button and selecting your desired measurement unit. The options without the word freight in it are for your accessorials or any charge that has a flat value. For example, all the highlighted options here are flat values. Let's take a look at the first type, the income freight charge. The screen for the expense freight charge is exactly the same, with the only difference being the freight service class. So first you'll need to select your freight service class. Then you can add a secondary description if you'd like. Select who the charge applies to, whether it's prepaid at origin or collect at destination, the currencies, how to apply the charge, whether by pieces, weight, volume, or by container. If you update your rates and want this charge to get automatically updated, click the Allow Automatic Update button. If you don't want this specific charge to show in your documents, just uncheck this checkbox. Then notice down here you have pieces, weight, volume, rate, and total amount. The values in yellow are what multiply across. For example, 320 pounds times my rate of 1 equals 320 US dollars. Another nice feature of freight rates in Magaya is that if you set up your rates to automatically come out on the shipments, the system will choose the best rate for you. For example, here I have 2 rates from Miami to Tokyo, one for volume and one for weight. When I have the ocean freight service set up to automatically come out on my shipments, the system will pick the higher of the 2, depending on the information within the shipment. Now let's take a look at an income charge. The expense charge uses the exact same screen, with the only difference being the charge type. First, you'll need to select your charge, then add a secondary description. Specify who the charge is for, again prepaid or collect, the currency, and all the options that we saw in the income freight charge, with the exception of quantity, unit, price, and amount. Notice that this multiplies across as well. Quantity of 1 times a price of 100 equals 100 US dollars. Once you're done, just click OK. Liquidating a consolidation means that the system will use the open charges in the houses in that consolidation and create the corresponding invoices for the customers and bills to pay the vendors. This process will also generate a settlement transaction with the selected agent and bills to pay commissions to each salesperson involved in the consolidation. This is a very powerful tool to use when you have a large consolidation with hundreds of houses, because you can complete the liquidation in minutes in what will take you hours or even days. From either the master or house, you have a generate button. This means if you wanted to generate the charges on a specific house or master prior to the liquidation, you could do so. Then when you're done with the shipment, you can go to the master and click the liquidation button to generate the entire shipment. As you can see, a list opens displaying a summary of income and expense charges. Let's take a quick look at the screen before generating the invoices and bills. You can see the house numbers, the customers' names, costs, and incomes. To calculate the cost of a house, the system prorates the cost from the master level to each of the houses. There's also a destination agent here and their participation, as well as your profit. As with any list, you can right-click and choose columns. The agent's profit sharing can be set up within the maintenance folder under forwarding agents. Then edit the agent and go to their participation tab. Here you can click on add and add participation for a charge or for the entire shipment. Let's take a quick look at the options within the charge participation. You have the ability to add a specific charge, the type of participation, and a value. Notice within the agent's profile you can set up a preferred currency. In the liquidation screen, you have an agent participation column. Click within the column on any charge that you like. In here, you can add a flat value or percentage. Depending on the agent participation, will either say you owe your agent or your agent owes you. This will create an invoice if they owe you or a credit memo if you owe them. Now let's talk about the configuration of the liquidation. To set up the configuration for all shipments in your system, first go to Maintenance, then Configuration. Find Accounting, and here you can configure liquidation options for outgoing or incoming shipments. If you want to configure the liquidation options for a specific shipment, just go to the liquidation screen within the shipment and click the Configure button. In here we have several options. The Use a Destination Agent for Collections determines whether to invoice destination agents or customers. You can show the details in the generated invoices and bills and group the charges. You can decide how you want to calculate the commission for agents and salespeople, and you can set a date for all the generated accounting transactions. It's very common to set the transaction date as departure date for outgoing shipments and arrival date for incoming shipments. This will help ensure your accounting reports are in line with your shipment dates. When you're done with the configuration, click OK, and now we're ready to generate all the transactions. We do this by clicking the Generate button, and we confirm what's going to be generated. We'll go ahead and click OK and Accept. Notice my totals are all green, which means this shipment has been liquidated. If we go back to our charges, we notice all our charges are now posted. This means the charges are now linked to accounting transactions. To view what was created, either go to the Master or House and click the Transactions button. The Transactions for Shipment option will show all the transactions for the selected shipment. If you select any master or house and click on the Transactions for Shipment button, you can add any invoice, credit memo, bill, or bill credit at any time before or after the liquidation. For example, this is useful if you need to pay a trucker prior to liquidating the shipment. If we click on Transactions for Consolidation, we see all the transactions. You can go to any accounting transactions by right-clicking on it and selecting Go to Document. To create reports based on the liquidation, you can either do that from within the liquidation by clicking the Actions button and selecting the report you like, or by going to either the Master or Houses, clicking Actions, and selecting the report you like from there. We'll wrap up this video by taking a quick look at the profit screen. This screen shows us the income, expense, profit, and totals. You can even produce reports from here as well. Be sure to check out the knowledge base for step-by-step articles you can print or email to help you use the software fully. Thanks for watching.